Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper, and I have a really unique antique junk journal to show you today. This one I made out of another one of my vintage pressed flowers. I took it out of the original frame. You can still see the little border around here, which I love. I replaced the glass with acetate so that it wouldn't break and be dangerous. And I mounted it with some corner protectors here on top of a 1950s book. It's really quite lovely how beautiful these pressed flowers are, especially since they're so old. They're at least 70 years old. Now, I used this gorgeous antique doily. It's absolutely stunning, a handmade doily, and I wrapped it around right to the back here. And I made the bangle out of some vintage beads and some matching ribbon that I thought went really well with the flowers, and just some trim here. So I just think it's so pretty, this one, just lovely. So let's look inside. I've got the original first page as an inscription of the book, which is called Prisoner of Grace. And you'll see inside here, it is from 1954. And everything in here is real antique paper and vintage paper, nothing fake or commercial in here. I have a few tea-dyed pages that I added for extra journaling space, and I hand stamped those. So in my little sweetheart pocket here, which I did a video recently, I'm so happy people were enjoying it, on how to make these in 1 minute. So I've got a journaling envelope there, and this wonderful photograph here of these 3 little children, and that is from the 30s. I love it. And then this wonderful postcard here is very old. This one is from 1904, and there's a wonderful little message on the back. It's from, I believe, England. And then this is from 1915, this wonderful page from 1915 Girls Own Annual. Look at these lovely photographs in here. It's just wonderful after the day's work with the horses in the water there. I love it. And I made this here out of a beautiful, I wish you could feel it, beautiful spine of an antique book. And there's a little bit of another spine, exterior spine. This is a plate from a history book, Men Who Have Risen, from 1902, Ben Franklin. And then this is a children's storybook from the 20s here, and a vintage how to type work school book, a little pearl shop receipt from the 50s that you can journal on, and a 1920s another banknote from Germany. That one, they're so colorful and beautiful. And I made this tag here out of a 1950s news magazine ad on needlepoint kits, and you can journal on the back of that. And I made the pocket out of 1950s stamp collector's book page. And then we've got some vintage patterns here for cross stitch. There's that typing page again, and the children's book again here, Benjamin Franklin, and more tea-dyed pages. And this pièce de résistance is from 1899, and that is a stereoscope. This one is about Japanese history, so that's really cool. And that would have been used in a contraption that was sort of the original Viewmaster. You can journal all through here. And this is just a really fun little page here that I've decorated up. And you can put some of your own papers in here, a little hidden journaling spot. And this is from 1892 Demarest magazine. And I like this page because it shows the fireworks, but they called them rockets. They did not call them fireworks until the 1900s. So I think that's really cool. I love that. And that's all mounted on top of a fuzzy children's book page. And then we've got one of those neat Nito Pepito vintage seed book, all about seeds. And this is from the 1960s Illustrated London News. And this wonderful plate from a history book. And another London Illustrated News book there. And I've got a pretty little vintage jewel here. And it's a floating pocket I made out of a sewing book page. And I've got a 1938 Paris, France almanac page from November. That's double-sided. And then this, I think it might be my last one, from the 1930s Monopoly game. That's a property card for the Electric Company. When I was little, I used to like that one, the Electric Company. I don't know why. I just really, really liked it. So I'd always try to get that one. And the other one, Waterworks. You never got any money off them. Total ripoff. Okay, here's another children's book page here. Wonderful hard paper. and more postage stamp collector's book pages here. And I like it because the original owner of it had put these stamps in on the correct page, so they still live there. Another journaling envelope there, and a vintage music sheet. And look at this beautiful plate from that music book, the concert. Woman playing her instrument there. I love it. Tony's scrapbook from the 40s. Wonderful inspirational poems. There's one coming up here. Look, happiness. How great is that? Oh, and sorry, this is a nice little fairy tale page here. Leprechaun on a mushroom. And then the angel. I love that. I made this pocket out of a 1930s children's book page. I love the orange and green colors. It's lovely. And then a blank vintage canasta score sheet for journaling on. And the Cote Brothers 1953 receipt with that little girl eating the bread. I just love her so much. And just adorable receipts there. I was so lucky to get those. And just a pretty doily there. You can do anything. You could glue that down on either side here and make it into a pocket, but I left it floating for you to make that choice. And this is from 1856. This is from a veterinary book, and this one's on the domestic duck, and I just added some antique paper on the back so you could journal on there. And put a little more antique paper in here for journaling on. And I got this 1957 stamp, and it's just lovely, of a sparrow. I love it. Didn't want to give it away, but I found another one that I'm going to keep in my own collection. Another little stamp here from that page. I just love those. And a 1937 folklore book. And a little pocket here with some birch bark that you can stuff. And up here, I've got a vintage book jacket. 50 Trees of Canada. Girl Guides of Canada. That would have been a book they used to go out and spot the trees. And there's a beautiful vintage botanicals page with the hyacinth there. Oh, and look at the hydrangea, one of my favorite flowers. So this book here is from the 50s. And another wonderful image there of a leaf. And that's from 1949. And Puss in Boots from a children's storybook page. And that is that. That is going to go on Etsy momentarily. And it's hyperstamper.etsy.com. And I hope you'll subscribe so you can see them before they hit Etsy. Talk to you soon.